Hey everyone, Complex back with another video, and today we're back to SWTOR, and I wanted to walk you through the Nar Shaddaa Nightlife Event that just went live today, which is July 14th, 2020, and it is going to run until August 11th, 2020. Now, this event is a whole lot of fun. I myself have been enjoying it so far, so I wanted to walk you through everything that you might need to know about it, so then that way you too can go ahead and participate in the event while it's live and get yourself some pretty awesome decos and armors and mounts as rewards. So let's just dive on into it. Now, contrary to the name of the event, it is located on both Nar Shaddaa as well as Mek-Sha. The one important thing to note, though, is that you can pretty much just gamble at Mek-Sha. There isn't the quests that are available on Nar Shaddaa, as well as a few other things. So you definitely are going to have to start your journey on Nar Shaddaa in order to get started. But first, if you want to pick up the start of the quest line, that is located on the fleet. You want to actually head up into the cantina area, not in the cantina, but the upper level that kind of surrounds it. That is part of the main fleet. And that is where you'll see a big interactable object, just like you see for other events. And you'll get a small little cutscene that is a promo to tell you, well, come and hang out on the Nar Shaddaa Nightlife Event. You're going to want to head to Nar Shaddaa, and then you're going to want to go ahead and hop a taxi or fast travel over to Club Vertica to get the event started. Once you do that and you land yourself in the middle of the sparkling event, you're going to want to head straight on into the back of it. You'll notice that there is a big golden hut at the very back. Some NPCs that you can interact with, but the ones that you want to pay attention to are the 3 vendors. They are located, like if you're looking at that golden hut, to the right and slightly behind. They're behind a big counter, and there are 3 of them. Depending on if you're playing pub or imp, it'll depend on which one that you're going to want to interact with. You don't actually have to interact with them, though. You just have to walk close enough to them for the game to register that you've been there, and it will pop up that the quest is complete. And you're going to get yourself your first set of Smuggler Casino chips. And pretty much you're ready to get started. Once you've hit this point, you've got 2 options. The first option is to start doing some of the quests that are available that will help you rack up some free chips, which is super nice. These quests are really quick, but like I said, they are some free chips, and chips can rack up in price point depending on which ones you're buying. The other thing is you can go ahead and just start buying chips if you have plenty of cash on you and you're not really worried about it, and just start gambling. Now let's break down both sides of what you're going to need to do. If you are going to be doing the quests, you'll notice that there are interactable boxes floating around the base of Nar Shadda's nightlife event area, and they have a little repeatable arrow over the top that is yellow. You want to click that, and you'll see that you have 3 different things that you can do, and you just want to take all 3 of those quests. The first one is super easy. It's just the Nar Shaddaa house money one, and that's just to play the slots 10 times, and you're going to get yourself some tokens back, which is super easy. The buy in and sell out event option, that one is also easy. That purely takes place right where you are now. And then the dubious odds actually involves a NPC. What'll happen is for the dubious odds, there's like a series of things that you need to do for it, and all of those like small quests can be found at that one NPC, and once you finish one, you can go back, get the other, and so on and so forth. It is repeatable. I'm not sure if it's repeatable weekly or daily, but that is something to bear in mind, that you can come back and do it eventually, and it'll rack you up a lot of free chips. So it is definitely something worthwhile to do, and you can repeat it once per character, at least to start. Now, in order to break down the tokens and everything like that and how it works, let's start with what tokens are actually available. If you walk up to any hospitality droid in the area, you will notice that you can purchase yourself a Smuggler's Casino chip for 2,000 credits, or you can buy yourself a Kingpin's Casino chip for 75,000 credits. Now, both of those are going to be located in your currency tab in your inventory if you want to see how many you have on you at any point. An important thing to note is that both chips are only available in your currency tab per character as opposed to per your legacy. So for instance, if you hop into one character and you have 3 Kingpin Casino chips and 5 Smuggler Casino chips, that is only on that character. If you log into somebody else, they're either not going to have anything if you haven't started the event, or whatever you left them at. So that is something to bear in mind going forward. Now, when it comes to these 2 chips, The Smuggler's Casino chip is definitely the cheaper of the two options, and you can use that chip to earn yourself Kingpin Casino chips. So if you don't want to put money down on the $75,000 cred one, you don't have to. There is definitely a lot of opportunity to get the Kingpin chip in other ways. You want to go ahead and start with the Smuggler's Luck casino machine. Now you'll notice that those are blue in the circle colors, whereas the Kingpin ones are purple. So that's how you can differentiate the two of them. You want to go ahead and walk up to a Smuggler's Luck machine, and you just want to click on it. Once you do, you'll notice that there is the bar that starts to go around a little bit faster. And the center arrow is also there, and that's moving around at different paces. And basically, in order to win, you want the bar and the arrow to line up together. It'll turn green, it'll flash bright, and you'll definitely know that you won, because your character will also get awfully excited. Now, if you lost, it's red, and it's really sad. So you didn't win. Now, if you don't win, you lose your chip. So if you have 5 smuggler chips on you, you put 1 in, it turns red. That means you didn't get it. You're now stuck with 4. However, if it goes green and you won that round, a few different things could be rewarded to you. One is just simply getting that token back. You could get double the tokens. You could also get a Kingpin casino chip, which you could use at the Kingpin machine. And that is something that you definitely want to be grinding for. The other thing that the Smuggler's Luck machine gives you is a luck perk. Now, if you end up rolling that luck perk, you want to run pretty much to the Kingpin's machine, because that luck perk follows the Kingpin's machine. It's called Feeling Lucky. It lasts for about 2 minutes. And what it does is increases your odds of winning something really nice at the Kingpin machine. And by really nice, I mean the golden certificates, which is definitely what you want to be getting, because that is the currency at the vendors in order to get some of the sweet decos and other things that are available at this event. Now, this machine works just like the other machine in that you click it, it'll move really, really fast. You want the arrow and the bar to line up. If it's green, you're going to get a minimum of that Kingpin's casino chip back. If it's red, you've lost it, and unfortunately, you're going to need another. You also have a chance to get the like I mentioned, the golden certificate, which is really what you're grinding for. If you have the luck perk on and you start to grind out the Kingpin's machine, the moment that you get something that is deemed lucky, like that golden certificate, the perk goes away. So you'll notice that it is in your bar that shows you what your buffs are. You can see it there. And then once you get something lucky, it goes away. You can also get cartel market certificates, as well as a different kind of currency. Now, that is the Emperor's Casino chip. It is actually for those 2 big golden huts that you see either at the start or at the back of the Nar Shaddaa area. That hut is only available at the Nar Shaddaa area. And what it does is it has its own vendor machine thing that you can feed the token into, and you're guaranteed a prize from it. And it varies depending on how lucky you are. You could get more golden tickets, you can get a mount, stuff like that. So it's definitely something that you want to grind for as well. Now, once you get yourself a golden ticket, you can go ahead, hop on over to the vendors and see what you can buy with it. There are a variety of things. There is customizations for some of your companion NPCs, 2 different armors that are available. There is also a host of mounts, and then there is a ton, and by ton, I mean a ton of decos, including the coveted dance floor as well as the stage. So if you're somebody that has been waiting for that, make sure that you start grinding it out so that way you can get it. There is also a few new taxidermy stronghold decorations. So if you're into that and you'd like some taxidermied decos, then feel free to grind out for that as well. There are, like I said, 3 vendors. The 3 vendors all have different things available to them. So you do want to click in and check and see what each one has. Now, the most important thing to note, though, is that these coveted golden certificates are legacy bound as opposed to character bound. So if you have a bunch of different characters that are grinding this out, you can, of course, combine golden certificates at the end or whenever you'd like in order to have the most, so then that way you can get the most rewards. Now, before I let you go, let's quickly talk about Mek-Sha. As a heads up, Mek-Sha has 2 different sets of vendors as well as 2 different sets of hospitality droids. So depending on what side you're on will depend on what vendor you want to interact with. So just make sure you're picking the right one. The other thing is, like I mentioned, Mek-Sha is pretty much just for gambling. There is one small quest that might bring you over to Mek-Sha. Otherwise, though, purely gambling. And I, for one, am preferring Mek-Sha over Nar Shaddaa. It's quieter, but I also just like the vibe better. I'm also just a huge fan of Mek-Sha overall. So just know that this is an option made available to you. The last thing I do want to make note of is if you want to know what you're receiving for rewards from the different machines or what you're losing potentially, if you look at your log and it's by default in the upper left-hand corner where you see like your XP, stuff like that, you can see the item received, smuggler chip, and stuff like that. So you can kind of keep an eye on your log that way. But other than that, y'all, that's it. That is the Nar Shaddaa Nightlife Event. I hope you're enjoying it. I, for one, am having a blast. I'm pretty addicted to it, and I'm actually going to hop back in and keep going because I've got dance floors to get. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments down below or go ahead and find me on Twitch. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night and or day, depending on where you are in the world, and I will catch you next time. Bye, guys.